So what has it been like being a life coach? What's some of the, the ups and downs of being that?
Well, I think we have to be clear on the distinction between therapist and counselor and life coach, right? And a life
Okay.
coach is one who just kind of helps you to see what you already have in yourself. And so it's helping
Oh,
you to realize that you're creative, resourceful, and whole on your own, and then also holding you accountable. So there are, plans that are put in place. So we can every weekend we check and say, okay, what have we done to get towards this goal? What work have we done to, to make ourselves better, to set boundaries, to do certain things that we've planned in regards to our life. And so it's not therapy. It's more of accountability. I like to think of
oh,
myself as
okay.
an accountability coach, that type of thing.
Mm,
And so, and helping people to kind of dig into themselves and talk about, let's say, limiting beliefs. I'll talk about one when I think I was like in fourth grade. I went up to I was told to go up to the board to work out a math problem. And I got real nervous in front of people. And I got it wrong in that moment, and I knew it in my mind, but working it out and sweating in front of people and the teacher, it
mm-hmm.
was wrong. And I remember the disappointment on my teacher's face and the fact that some of the students laughed at me. And from that moment, a limited belief was planted inside of me that I wasn't good at math. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just a small example of how throughout childhood and how we grow up, these limiting beliefs are
True.
implanted and they grow root, right? And so before when I was in high school and in college, I used to get anxiety around math. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not bad at math, but
Mm-hmm.
those I just learned differently. You know what I mean? But those seeds are planted, like, self-esteem issues or, issues with
Right.
loving yourself or how your body looks. All those seeds, all those things are seeds that start from some form of limiting belief from childhood. And we talk about discovering those things and working through those things to break those things down.
Right. That's true. And then even so many things you're saying just strike so many memories on my side. Growing up, as I said, back in elementary, it wasn't math for me. It was so back home we used to do and home means Jamaica, guys.
Yeah.
We had time where we do crafts, so the girls would do little craft and the boys would do little whatever. And I did something, and the teacher threw it back at me and gave me a derogatory comment, not necessarily cussing, but it was a negative comment, and I think it caused a mind block, and so I would have ignored that particular area in terms of schooling for a long time till I
Mm-hmm.
got to college when I had to do it. And I had to really sit down and face my fear and really go back and say, where is this coming from? And I remembered that was the day that from that day it really threw that cold water, so to speak, over my mind about it. And as a result, because of what I was doing, I changed my discipline. So I had to do that particular class. And so now that I'm going to be a teacher, I said, you know what? Never would I use a negative word. I always find a way to speak positive to my students. I just positively so even when I hear people talk, I say, no, I quickly like say, no, change that language. Speak lies, because
I
it
love that.
carries you with you. It's amazing. It was just a simple, I mean, it was embarrassing too because it was in front of everybody. And to her,
Yeah.
it would have been a simple comment. But that thing carried with me for years. See, when I was like a young adult, when I realized, oh, wow, in grade two, when she
Yeah.
said that to me, I'm like, oh my goodness. So I
It's
can
so
understand
true.
exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying.
And in those moments when you're that young, you can't decipher what is and what isn't, right? The
Right.
adult around you is the say. And so, you take that on. And so I love hearing that you have turned that situation into a space of a teachable moment for your students, to make sure
Right.
that they're not, surrounded by any negativity. So I love that you turn that into, your story, a situation where you're
Right.
helping the
Right.
kids. So
Taking
I
myself into being someone who is overcoming that fear and
yeah.
then, use it to just make it as a tool to motivate me. So